The second migration inside the Pi network ecosystem is officially underway, and this moment marks one of the biggest turning points the project has ever seen. Millions of pioneers are finally transitioning their Pi out of the app environment and into the real blockchain, and more than 3 million people have already passed through the newly upgraded, AI-powered KYC system. That alone is a massive sign that the project is shifting from long-awaited promises into actual, visible progress. If you've been losing patience, wondering whether the network will ever truly launch, what's happening now might completely change your perspective. The open mainnet is approaching faster than many expected, with the core team signaling a rollout before the end of 2025. Alongside that, the DeFi testnet is already live, offering users a chance to explore trading, liquidity pools, and blockchain-based finance without risking real assets. On top of that, there's increasing discussion about ISO 20022 alignment, which is the global messaging standard used by banks worldwide. If Pi becomes compatible with that system, it could bridge into traditional banking more easily than most cryptocurrencies. Today I'm going to walk you through what these developments actually mean, what you should pay attention to, and the steps you can take right now to position yourself for what comes next. Before I get deeper into everything that's happening, make sure you're connected with me on Telegram and Facebook. That's where I drop breaking updates the moment they happen, including urgent alerts, new features, and changes coming directly from the core team. If you want real-time information instead of waiting for videos, those links are in the description. I'm active there every single day. Now, let's talk about why the second migration is such a monumental moment. The first migration was limited, a sort of warm-up phase designed to make sure everything worked. But this second migration is on an entirely different scale. This is the first time millions of people are transferring their Pi out of the closed app and into the actual blockchain network. Imagine the size of a global project trying to move digital assets for millions all at once. That's the kind of scale Pi network is handling right now, making it one of the largest blockchain migrations ever attempted. For years, the Pi you mined stayed locked within the app. You couldn't send it freely, you couldn't trade it, and you couldn't use it in the wider crypto world. But once your migration is complete, your Pi gets stored directly in your private wallet on the blockchain. That means you finally have full custody and it becomes usable in apps, marketplaces, and eventually exchanges. This is a major step away from skepticism and closer to becoming a fully functioning ecosystem. Critics have said for years that Pi would never launch. Now, the momentum is proving them wrong. One of the biggest reasons this is moving so quickly is the overhaul of the KYC process. For a long time, people were frustrated because the old system had huge delays. Many pioneers waited months with no progress, and it felt like the entire project was slowing down. But the new AI-driven KYC system has completely changed the pace. It processes government IDs and identity documents automatically with far greater accuracy and speed than the old system ever could. Over 3 million pioneers have already cleared verification, and more people are getting approved every single day. If you haven't done your KYC yet, now is honestly the best time. All you need is the Pi browser and your identification documents. Once you're approved, you're finally able to migrate your Pi and fully own what you've been mining all these years. But the progress doesn't stop there. Late 2025 brought the launch of the Pi DeFi testnet, and this is another huge development. DeFi stands for decentralized finance, meaning financial tools built on blockchain rather than traditional institutions. On the Pi testnet, you can experiment with swapping tokens, participating in liquidity pools, and exploring a decentralized exchange, all without risking your real Pi. This gives new users the chance to understand how crypto trading works before dealing with real assets. And since Pi Network has many users who are completely new to blockchain, this learning environment is incredibly important. The testnet isn't just a playground, it's the blueprint for Pi's future economy. Developers can test their apps, businesses can prepare tools, and users can build confidence. Piecing all this together shows Pi's goal isn't just being a payment token, it's creating a full Web3 ecosystem with apps, financial tools, games, marketplaces, and more. Now let's talk about the rumor circulating across the community, ISO 20022 compatibility. This is the standard that major banks, financial institutions, and payment networks use to communicate securely and consistently. If Pi eventually becomes compatible with this system, it could potentially interact smoothly with traditional financial systems in the future. While nothing official has been announced, the rumor makes sense for one key reason. Pi network is built on the Stellar Consensus Protocol, and Stellar itself is already ISO 20022 compliant. That foundation makes the possibility far more realistic than people think. If Pi successfully aligns with global banking standards, it could transform from just a community-based cryptocurrency into something capable of facilitating cross-border payments and interacting with major financial networks. The impact would be massive, but for now, it's still something we're waiting to hear official confirmation about. One of the biggest questions people ask is when the open mainnet will arrive. Currently, Pi is in an enclosed mainnet stage. Transactions are real but only allowed between verified users inside the ecosystem. This allows the network to grow safely, complete KYC, and build apps without opening the doors too early. But now that the second migration has begun and the KYC system is approving millions quickly, the project is very clearly moving toward its open mainnet goal. The core team has signaled that we should expect that milestone before the end of 2025. Developers are already building tools, marketplaces, games, and utilities so that when mainnet goes public, Pi will have real use cases right away. Some people look at the current Pi IOUs on certain exchanges and wonder what they represent. These IOUs are not real Pi, they're placeholders used for speculation. Their prices move based on rumors and community expectations. Recently, these IOUs have seen increases because of all the talk surrounding the second migration, DeFi progress, and ISO standard rumors. Some predictions claim Pi could reach anywhere from $5 to $120 at launch, but these estimates are nothing more than guesses. The true price of Pi will depend on supply, demand, exchange listings, and how people decide to use their Pi once it becomes tradable. With all this excitement comes risk. A huge amount of Pi, over 175 million coins, is unlocking soon. When that happens, early pioneers might decide to sell immediately, creating strong selling pressure. This pattern is common during the early stages of new crypto launches, but Pi's large user base means the effect could be amplified. Volatility is almost guaranteed. Prices may rise quickly, fall sharply, and rise again as the market adjusts. The key is to stay calm and think long-term. The true value of Pi depends on utility, not hype. The apps, tools, payments, and businesses built on Pi will matter far more than whatever price it starts at. So what should you be doing right now? First, complete your KYC if you haven't. Second, make sure your wallet is set up properly so your migration happens without any issues. Third, take time to learn how the DeFi testnet works. The more you understand now, the more confident you'll be when the open mainnet arrives. This is not the time to be passive. Understanding exchanges, wallets, pools, and basic crypto mechanics will give you a major advantage once trading begins. Also, start thinking about your long-term strategy. Will you hold your Pi, use it in apps, or sell a portion for profit? Having a plan helps you avoid emotional decisions. After following the project for years, I can say we're at a genuine turning point. The second migration is real. The new KYC system is working. The DeFi testnet is functioning. These aren't theories, they're tools you can use today. Even though I'm optimistic, I'm also realistic. This is still a massive experiment. No cryptocurrency in history has attempted to onboard such a large user base all at once. There will be challenges, delays, and volatility. But the steady progress gives me confidence. The core team has delivered major milestones. The ecosystem is growing. And the foundations are stronger than ever. Personally, I'm holding my Pi, staying active, and preparing for the next phase. I believe in the long-term potential, but I also know the early stages may be rough. Being informed and realistic is the best approach you can take right now. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more updates. And don't forget to follow my Telegram and Facebook pages for instant alerts and real-time news. The most exciting chapter of Pi Network is just beginning. Stay ready for what's coming next.